Snoke theory. Like a thing. Lightsabers. Lightsabers. Those are cool.
Supreme Leader, we have news that there's going to be spoilers about The Last Jedi.
This has spoilers in it, so if you do not want any spoilers for The Last Jedi, please kindly fuck off.
Please.
And have a nice day, though.
May the Force be with you. Don't watch this if you want spoilers.
It's amazing.
It's honestly, without a doubt, very much up there with The Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, it's a great middle movie for this particular trilogy in the huge Star Wars saga.
It was really fast paced, obviously well acted, and oh my god, it was beautiful.
It was really, really beautifully done. The land battles were beautiful. The space battles were beautifully done. It really took you to the galaxy far, far away that we all know and love. Because I remember watching it and watching the opening sequence with John Williams' score, the familiar scrolling letters, and just that first action sequence. Just like I had goosebumps the entire time.
When you think people die or don't die in this movie, they're unexpected. If you think someone's going to go off in a certain direction in this movie, it's unexpected. They go in the opposite direction.
Because what Mark Hamill said about this movie is that it's going to go in a way that you're not going to expect, and that's basically the big theme of the trailer. Is that basically it doesn't go in a way that you expect.
And yes, porgs are still adorable.
Porgs are amazing.
I want
beautiful, wonderful. Protect them at all costs. I want like 10 of them, to be honest.
Just don't eat one.
But to dive right into the movie, the character development is really strong in this movie. Poe, who wasn't really seen very much in the last movie,
he's a savage, and I love it.
He gets a way bigger role. You get to see a lot more of his character in the Resistance.
You get to see him fuck with General Hux.
Yeah,
and that's beautiful.
It's beautiful. Just the interaction with the First Order is very much what you saw about the Rebels in the past. If you're Star Wars trash like us, we watch a lot of the animated series as well. It reminded me a lot of the Rebels and the Lothal Rebels and Star Wars Rebels. Which you haven't watched it, check it out.
We also get introduced to some new characters. We meet Rose, who her and Finn get partnered up a lot in this movie, although I can probably say like a lot of the stuff that they had to do together really dragged on a lot longer than it needed to be.
That was my one big gripe is it's a great story. Basically to cut it a little bit short, Rose's sister was part of the fight against this big dreadnought that Poe was fighting in the beginning.
Super Star Destroyers.
Pretty much just a big fight, because it felt like the Resistance only chance to take a huge blow to the First Order, which was nice and familiar to me, because that's basically what the Rebellion is about, is doing so much with what little they have and keeping the hope alive, the spark that burns the fire to,
Rebellion.
Rebellion.
Now, if you're in this movie because you like Kylo Ren and Luke Skywalker, Luke has a lot more to offer in this one, because there's so much more lore with the Jedi Order in this movie that I forgot about, because it's been a while since I read the comics.
Yeah, and Kylo and Rey have some great interactions with each other, with how like the Force is like connecting them all. And by the way, for all of your theories regarding Snoke, I'm sorry to say I gotta cut them in half.
Yeah.
But
because that's also how he likes his coffee, half and half.
It was unexpected.
It was very unexpected. Seeing him killed off so early was.
It brings a new dynamic. We no longer see that central head of the Sith.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's with the Force Order being so big in comparison to the Rebellion, it also deals a huge blow to them, because they really don't know who their leader is going to be, and Kylo kind of takes the reins from that, but it's hard to develop a following from somebody that they still see as an underling to Grandmaster Snoke. Like, it's just one of those things. Supreme Leader Snoke. You know?
But hey, we get Kylo Ren using General Hux as a punching bag.
Yeah.
Mama Weasley be unproud.
Yeah.
Very.
But this movie goes a lot into the internal struggles of, you know, the First Order, the Force, the Jedi, specifically Rey and Ben as Jedis and finding their own place within each of their factions, and then Luke coming to terms with him as a teacher to Ben, and going through like a lot of struggles. Like, he's still Luke Skywalker, but you can tell when he first meets Rey,
he's not young Luke Skywalker.
He's not young Luke Skywalker. He's been through a lot of stuff, and it shows, and it goes into a lot of like why he's reluctant to teach Rey the ways of the Force, because he feels like he failed with Ben.
And I'm glad Rey is a nobody.
Yeah.
And hey, we get to see Yoda come back unexpectedly.
Because a thing that I really liked that this movie did was, I think it was a great middle movie in the aspect that it left so many open ends, because it kind of goes into Rey might not having, you know, real parents, or people that were like just drunk, or, you know, because she's from Jakku, the middle of nowhere, and just kind of dumped her there.
Yeah.
I feel like it builds up enough to where it leaves a lot of promise for the last film in the trilogy, because I feel like with the New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi trilogy, they did so well with Empire Strikes Back that it kind of left a lot of material that they couldn't work with Return of the Jedi, and I feel like that's why Empire Strikes Back is the prime movie in that trilogy.
It's just going to be a bunch of Kylo against Rey instead of the whole army against.
Because a lot of people see it as like it's too open ended in that they don't answer enough of the unanswerable questions.
Which is
but
fine.
as a real Star Wars fan, I feel like it leaves a lot to be desired of the last movie, and it
which is good. It's proper storytelling, and yes. The Last Jedi answers one of the biggest questions from The Force Awakens.
Yeah.
Who are Rey's parents? Oh, a bunch of idiots that were basically drunk as fuck and just sold her off for
that's what Kylo told her, but it's not a thing that's completely solidified yet. And
it's not really solidified, but the way how it goes, it's more showing Rey knew the entire time, but she kept it repressed for so long that she was questioning it.
Yeah.
I'm just glad that Yoda told Luke off, like, go help them, please.
Yeah, it's great homage to the fans, because Luke has a internal struggle with him as a master and as a Jedi, but Yoda has like a flashback appearance, which
not really a flashback.
Not a flashback, but
a
Force Ghost, because, you know, he can do that because he's Yoda. He's
apparently Force Ghost can conjure lightning.
Yeah, he's forever omnipresent, even though he's, you know, passed away, but everything lives through the Force.
I'm so surprised that it was Kylo that killed Snoke.
Yeah, like it's crazy how it happened, because it was so fast, so crazy that like it was a great moment, because
the crowd when
they went nuts, they went wild, and I feel like that's what they were really going for with this movie.
You know, and honestly, it's like, if you know, I don't know if anyone noticed, but it's like, in a way, like, as soon as you see the lightsaber slice Snoke in half, like, there's like a few seconds, like, there. I kind of wonder if they left that. Yeah. I kind of wonder if they left that so open and long and extended, so the crowd in the theater can go nuts.
Yeah,
because that's basically what happens.
And I didn't even know that a lightsaber could crack in half like that with the Force, with the crystal inside.
Oh yeah, there's before the climax, Rey and Kylo, Kylo's trying to bring Rey to his side, because he's basically like, let the old die. Everyone's gonna fucking die, okay? We're gonna make a new order. We're going to be strong. Rey doesn't want that. Rey just wants peace. And basically, they're fighting over the one lightsaber left there.
Yeah.
It splits it. There's something that happens that I didn't know.
Yeah.
They're both using their force to try and grab the saber, and the force is so strong between them that it literally splits
in half. And it's one of those things where it's like,
and then a ship goes through their ship, and that splits in half too.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things getting sliced in half in this movie.
And that brings me back to the rebellion. Is that like it's the most epic thing about this Star Wars movie is that it goes through a lot of themes of war, specifically with like Poe and all the other characters of the Resistance, trying to find their place in their unit in the Resistance, and it's really a story about what I love about the Rebellion, because fans like us, we're split into factions. Like, a lot of us are either for the Empire or for the Rebellion. For me, it's I love the Rebellion because no matter what they do, they don't give up hope, and it's a story about a lot of love, sacrifice, and just plain old war tactics, and how to fight in a war where you're so up against such big odds.
Kylo
and the mistakes that you make. Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like
well, Kylo is very still very dark.
Yeah,
he's still struggling.
And it's one of those things where with the Rebellion, it's not all perfect, and there's a ton of human error, which it's a story about how human error isn't the be all end all. It's about learning from your mistakes and being a better person in general. It's not just about the fight between the Empire and the Rebellion. It's about really just learning how to
deal with your shit.
With your shit as well. Like,
and it's one thing to know, like,
it's
what Bradbury was going on about with Kylo being he's not good bad, but it's like, I noticed Rey and Kylo are like these weird perfect opposites.
Yeah.
That it's like, Rey, she's good, the dark side's trying to pull her, she's resisting that. Kylo, dark, light side's trying to pull him and he's trying to resist it.
Yeah, they're completely
I wonder if there's gonna be
and it works so well in this movie.
Is there gonna be a double turn in the next one?
Yeah, it's just like what I was saying before is that a lot of people fault this movie for having a lot of things that it had, but I feel like it's a great setup for it being a final climax in that last movie in the trilogy.
And I liked how Phasma had an end. She didn't do much in the movie, but I liked her end part.
It's like, I feel like it's like, yeah, like, you can be upset at the fact that they didn't do much with her, but it's like, was there really much to do with Phasma?
She was a commander, so that's about it.
I think we only really liked and wanted to see more out of her is because she had that cool design.
Yeah, and I guess I was kind of a little upset about it because I know how great of a actress Gwendolyn Christie is, because if you've seen Game of Thrones, she's Brienne of Tarth. She plays a great figure in the whole kind of story when it comes to
Actually, Phasma probably couldn't do much because she probably had the obligation of filming both Game of Thrones and Star Wars at the same time.
Yeah, pretty much.
Gwendolyn, oh my God, you're a badass for handling that.
I've seen you as just like a person, and you're a beautiful human being.
And lastly,
I love
Luke.
You stand for.
Luke Skywalker is indestructible because nothing can hurt him. When I saw the saber go through his chest...
But there's a reason behind all of this. He was using the Force to project himself somewhere else, which is like, I think has always been mentioned that the Force can do this, but we've never seen it. And so...
He wasn't even there fighting the Empire. He was on the island, and he was a projection in the war. In the battle.
And so... as I think many of us knew, Luke Skywalker has died at the end of The Last Jedi.
Yeah, making the title make a lot more sense, and it's kind of a double entendre because you still have you have Kylo, who's kind of on the Sith side of things, but Rey is technically the Last Jedi because she
pretty much is.
And it's going to be interesting to see in the last movie because she's kind of going to have to learn on her own how to, be a Jedi and use
basically like how Luke was at the end too.
Yeah, pretty much. It's kind of finding yourself and finding your Jedi way without having someone there to,
What makes me happy is that Luke, his death did not anger me. It's like it felt right. You literally see the two sons on the island, very symbolic of him wandering through Tatooine.
Yeah.
And he just stares at that sunset, at full peace as the character anyway.
And it's
Yoda.
It's great because he had such a power struggle with the Force and being closed off from it for so long because he felt so guilty about being Kylo's master and feeling like he lost him. And finally facing his demons, kind of, you know, awoken that spirit inside of him that he's always had because he's Luke Skywalker. Like,
he can do what he wants.
He can do what he wants. He's literally one of the most powerful Jedis. He's a legend, and it goes to show that he's still got it.
And the scene between Luke and Leia, I was like, it was really feelsy in the aspect that it's like it feels like it was like their last conversation that they ever had as people.
Yeah, and it's it really hits home knowing that Carrie Fisher is no longer with us.
Yes,
in real life.
I was wondering, did she film anything for 9?
No, she did not. It was confirmed that she filmed.
I feel like she's still going to be a presence in the next movie, but she's going to be more off screen than anything.
Yes, and if you want to know what tribute they have, I think the words that they put in the credits was beautiful.
Yeah.
In loving memory of our princess, Carrie Fisher.
Yeah, it was. Right. So it's definitely worth the, you know.
It's worth 4 more viewings.
I give The Last Jedi a 4.9 out of 5.
I will go just a little bit under that. I might have to see it again, but it's still not bad. I feel like it's a perfect Star Wars movie if you're a Star Wars fan. It does a lot of things right. Doesn't do everything perfectly, but it does justice to the Star Wars series. And I feel like who is the director for this one instead of J.J.
Ryan. I think it was Ryan Johnson.
Ryan Johnson, who did Looper and stuff like that. I feel like he really did his research and
he did amazing.
He did an amazing
good job. All right, and Broward, what's your rating?
My rating is 8 porgs out of 9.
Yeah.
Ooh, fantastic rating. Also, I want more Volptex merch.
Yeah.
Okay.
God.
And so
More
thank you.
Crystal Foxes.
And no, my rating for this movie, 8.5 Rebel Bombers out of 10.
So rip Phasma, rip Snoke,
Rip Admirable Akbar, R.I.P. Luke Skywalker, rest in peace the porg that Chewbacca cooked.
Rip
You felt so betrayed.
The baby killer, rip Kylo Ren's mask.
Yeah. So whatever you guys thought about the movie, comment below. Whether you loved it or you hated it.
We're gonna try doing these as much as we can. It depends if we all see a movie together. Expect a table talk between us and the rest of the Zaandarbrow cast.
Yeah, we're gonna really dissect the movie, get into like what our theories are for the next one.
Snoke theory. Snoke is
And so thank you for joining us here on Zaandarbrow. Always remember to subscribe.